Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. We are live. There's the music. Just getting set up for this blessing boat. It kicks off in 8 minutes. I wanted to do live about 15 minutes ago. Didn't happen. Y'all love me. I love you. They are live right now. Uh-huh. All right, let's see here. There we go. Ooh. That was easy. We'll see. We'll see how that works. Hey, what do you know? That worked. All right. Everybody, as you come in, let me know you're here. It's gonna be a big day. Gonna have fun.
Dropped in hot, I'm ready to fight. Loading up fast, I'm feeling alright. But what's this sound? A scurry, a scratch. Another little rat hiding under the hatch. Camping in corners, heartbeat in hand. Sitting in the shadows with no real plan. Drop me from behind, yeah, they think they're slick. But I've had enough of these rodent tricks. Rat zone, it's a sneaky man's game. Lurking in the dark, they're bringing the shame. Hide in the bushes, crouch and pray. Come out, fight fair, or get out the way. I'm pushing hard with my squad in tow. Then a claymore pops and I'm laid low. They're watching the stairs, waiting to pounce. I'm yelling.
Everything has to be a finely tuned and oiled machine.
Think you're clever, crouching all match. But when we face off, you'll meet my dispatch. I'll send you to the gulag, quick as a flash. No self-revive when I bring the bash. Red zone, it's a sneaky man's game. Lurking in the dark, they're bringing the shame. Hide in the bushes, crouch and pray. Come out, fight fair, or get out the way. So here's to the rats with their dirty little tricks. Your cheesy playstyle makes me sick. War zone's a battle, not hide and seek. Face me in the open or admit you're weak. So here's to the rats with their dirty little tricks. Your cheesy playstyle makes me sick. War zone's a battle, not hide and seek. Face me in the open or admit you're weak. So here's to the rats with their dirty little tricks. Rats on plates, hats on plate, rats on prayer or get out the way. Jump on a stream wave, echoes of a deagle. Never giving old man Slater's got the wiggle.
All right, there we are.
Keep on trolling, baby. Your voices are manipulating. Slater's got us crazy.
What is going on? Oh, we got people hanging out. We do, Geek Devotion. Morning, morning, morning. I'm setting up Blessed Boat stuff. And yeah, got a little preoccupied. Thank you for that follow. When I become a real streamer, I'll have notifications and things that pop off in my ear. I've only been doing this for 4 years. Excuse me. Yeah, but it's good to be here. Thank you for popping by. I saw you're on the list today, right? You going in like 2 hours, 3 hours? I am indeed. Well, there you go. Do you? I don't know if Warrior sent this out yet to everybody, but he just popped in my Discord and was like, "Hey, can you tell everybody why you accepted Jesus?" 11 a.m. CST. All right, that's in 2 hours. Not bad, not bad. Oh. So where I am, it's 7 a.m. Stream ended close to midnight. By the time I got in bed, it was 12:30. And then I woke up like every 45 minutes to an hour last night. Just, I didn't want to oversleep on Saturday. You know, we're creatures of habit. Sleeping in is kind of what we do when we get a day of rest or a Sabbath or something. Coffee is your friend. I know. And here's the problem with that. Our men's group gets together at the second and fourth Saturdays of the month, and we get coffee. So I will have coffee, but I have an extra strong cup of tea. And I meant to go top it off with some more water, but that's okay. So, all that to say, I will have coffee. You know, it's amazing. I mean, I don't want to liken it to salvation, but it's like, you know what the answer is. Just go get it. Yeah, that's an interesting take. LOL, I officially stay awake on stream, but I don't know if you remember a few years back when sleep streams were a thing. I remember that, and being a married guy, the whole idea of that didn't really work, except that my studio was in the guest bedroom. And there was a bed in there, so I could have probably done that, but I don't know. Here's the thing, I'm such a heavy sleeper. People could have come in and donated $1 million, and I wouldn't have woken up. Like, oh, could you imagine a sleep stream for Blessing Boat? I think Warrior might have an aneurysm. I'm trying not to laugh because I'm gonna start coughing. I've been fighting a bug. So, if you can't tell from the music, we are very much first-person shooter Warzone themed. So we have a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Oh, I don't have chat up. I had it up. It went away. Viewers. Oh, there it is. Okay, now I have it up twice. So we have, yeah, time is going by in like slow motion. Bruh, I just couldn't. It would creep me out. No, but that's what people wanted, you know. And I'm like, I don't get it. And you know, Mr. Beast, you know, coming in and donating thousands of dollars and making people's, you know, thing like waking up to a donor goal. It's like, what? But at the same time, like, my whole purpose for streaming is not for me. It's not for money. It's not for fame. So what am I doing? Why would I subject myself to that? I don't. I mean, you're just gonna hear me snore. You know, I don't get it. You know, hot tub streams, those were a thing. Again, I don't think I would be the reason someone would watch a hot tub stream. So there's that. Yeah, but you know, all these little crazy trends. Now I don't even know like what is the streaming trend. They'd pay me not to do a hot tub stream. It's like I thought about just putting like a, because I used a green screen back then. I thought about just putting a hot tub in the background. You know, be like, woo, hot tub stream. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. There we go. Now I can actually read it. Let's go. Blessed Boat Brandon with 8. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Blessing Boat. If this is your very, very, very first Blessing Boat, I'm excited for you. There's going to be 8 hours of primo, newbie, and experienced streamers coming on here, and we are going to be having such a blast. I am excited because there's going to be a giveaway, exclamation point giveaway if you are in the chat. We are I believe it's a sticker and stuff like that, but you know, get registered in there. If you're not following Blessing Boat, drop that follow on Blessing Boat. You can search for it and still keep this up. If you follow me, I appreciate it. We've been kind of stuck in the 680 range. If we could get to 700 today, I would be over the moon. I don't know. Just saying, I've been fighting for that 700 for a very long time. Let me tell you about me. My real name is Brandon. What people call me is Always, which is short for my As Always mid name. They call me Pastor B, Pastor Brandon, but they do not call me Late for Dinner. All right, so that's kind of thing. Whatever you guys are comfortable with. Super happy to respond to that. Even if you call me, you know, variations of Brandon, you know, I usually pick, you know, my ear picks it up and I run with it. That comes from my background being in Latin America, and that's a hard name to say in Spanish. Brandon, it's Brandon, you know, and it's just, anyways, there was many different variations. That's neither here nor there. Guys, I'm so pumped to be here. I know that usually Dino Dad is the one that kicks off the Blessing Boat. Let's see. Mod alert. Let's see. It's exclamation point giveaway. Let's see. Shell. Yo, what's this? Did we get another raid? Let's go. First time chatter from Raider. There we go. The Wholesome Hangout is here. Thank you so much for being here. That's Shell 2023. Oh no, I'm watching you people. There was another raid. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. If this is your first time being here for a Blessing Boat stream, I'm just going to put it out there. Blessing Boat exists to help Christian content creators take their viewership to the next level. For those of you who have made affiliate, you know how hard it is to get those 3 average viewers. Blessing Boat was created to create a space for people that want to serve God with their streaming platform, especially Twitch, to get the reach, to get the monetization, to get the different things that they need, to build kingdom partnerships, do all that sort of stuff. That is why Blessing Boat is here. Warrior of Light 777 goes ham on this every single month. I mean, in my world, a month goes by like this. So I literally see a message from Warrior, hey, we're doing Blessing Boat. And then I see a message from Warrior saying, hey, we're doing Blessing Boat. And I go, did 30 days already go by? It's insane how much energy, work, and effort goes in there. If you haven't followed Blessing Boat already, it goes fast. Yes, the Blessing Boat is right there. You can just go ahead and click on that, drop that a follow. Get connected. If you are new to streaming or struggling to get that affiliate status, go ahead and hit Blessing Boat on there. And again, the reason behind it is missional. It's to create a place and an avenue for people to come together to support the Christian tag on Twitch, especially. I think that maybe at the very beginning of Blessing Boat is when the tag actually came in, and I slept on it for a couple months before I actually started using tags on Twitch. If you're not using tags, you got to do it. Let me catch up on some of this chat real quick. Sunshine Faith, welcome in. Shell 2023, welcome in. Has all the cookies on her stream. We love the cookies. Ooh, I like cookies. Let's see here. I'm watching you people. Thank you again for that raid. Super appreciate it. I love that it's getting to bless the Blessing Boat. Let's see. We got something. Leslie for short. You dropped a follow in here a couple days ago. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. What kind of cookies? That is a very good question, because there are some cookies that are not worth your time. I'm just gonna let you know. The second raid, yeah, giveaway works. Yeah, exclamation point giveaway. Thank you, Geek Devotion. Thank you for being in here. If you guys are watching right now and you're lurking, that is perfectly fine. Drop an exclamation point lurk. I want to see your name pop up, because one of the things that I pride myself on is being able to remember which names have been here and haven't been in here. And there's been thousands of people that have popped by, and even if they're not following, I try to remember. I think that that's a really, really big opportunity that we have to let the community know that they're loved, right? It's kind of hard. There we go. There's the giveaway. It's only for USA unless you will be at CGDC or Reach Conference later this year. Yeah. I got FOMO on that, but I'm not making it this year. But I know that I'm super impressed with how they've been putting it out there and getting all the other creators on board with that stuff. It's phenomenal. Oatmeal raisin cookies, Sunshine Faith. Those, in my opinion, are hit or miss. Okay, and I feel like most of the time it's a miss. People don't make good oatmeal raisin cookies, especially when they're store-bought. Like store-bought oatmeal cookies, not worth my time. My mom made the best. Yes, my mom makes very good oatmeal raisin cookies. I will eat hers, but it's like I said, it's hit or miss. Yeah, it helps too soon, but entire family wants to go. Need to do a fund me to do it. Yeah, absolutely. There's just word to the wise. There's a Frontier, I think, has a plan where you guys can sign up and fly all year round for a pretty, like, it gives you like discounted rates on something like that. So just look into that. I don't, because I think that Frontier just opened up a flight into your location. So I'm not a big Frontier fan. Don't ask me about it. I don't want to talk about it. But I do like deals. I will fly. I used to tell my mom my parents are missionaries, so I would fly home for the summer and stuff like that. And when I was 18, 19, 20, I'd be like, hey, like, I don't care what the layovers are. If I got to sleep on the floor at the airport, that's fine by me. Whatever the cheapest thing you can get me there is, and It was never that bad, but I used to, whatever the cheapest flight was, we'd jump on it. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and do this. For everyone who's tuning in, we usually kick this off with some kind of Bible sharing. Like I said before, Dino Dad, who's not a part of the Blessing Boat this month, is usually comes in and shares some scripture and stuff, and we love Dino Dad. There are very few people who I will watch play. What is it? It's the tank game. I can't think of the name of it. It has tank in it, I guaranteed. Never mind, it is. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and put this up here. Oh, we got that going. Oh, we got people hanging out on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for being here. Good morning. I just call you B. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. We got people popping by over there as well. Guys, if you want to do me a big favor while I get these verses up, exclamation point socials. We are live on TikTok, YouTube Gaming, and Kick, as well as these other ones. But I'm really trying to grow my social media presence. It's an initiative for year 5. We just celebrated 4 years this week. And if you guys wouldn't mind dropping some follows on that, some subs on YouTube, they're free. One is more of a devotional and connection points YouTube, and the other one is our gaming stuff. And who knows, we might start another YouTube channel. I don't know. But again, we're kind of growing and just trying to help out the algorithm for everybody. Thank you, Blessing Boat. I was floored. It's been an amazing thing. Born Again Gamer on TikTok says, blessings upon your boat, good sir. Enjoy the cruise. Oh yeah, we loving it. How many years? 4 years. Crazy. Most of that was not TikTok friendly. Still not TikTok friendly, but we stream on here and we post content. All right, let's go ahead and get these verses up. I'm gonna lose TikTok chat for a minute while I make this go up there. We're gonna do Bible reading. We're gonna lose the logo, but that's okay. And we'll do that, and we will do this. All right, fade out the music. Alrighty, so Matthew chapter 9, we're going to go down to verse 35. I had it on the other one. There we go. All right. And Jesus went throughout all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues and proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom and healing every disease and every affliction. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion for them because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. Man, that's a really interesting thing for Jesus to say, right? Understanding, and please understand when I say this, Jesus is God. Jesus is the Lord. Jesus, the Trinity, it's God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, co-equal, co-eternal. Okay? We're not gonna play games with that. Okay, but pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. This is Jesus's heart. This is Jesus's ministry right here, just on display for everybody to see, for everybody to participate in, for everybody to know and understand where where his mind is and all of this stuff. And of course, we get to the end of the book of Matthew, and we have the Great Commission in Matthew 28, right? And it's like, hey, this is what all authority on has been given to me. Go make disciples, teach, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That is what we are here to do. Now, I want you guys to know this. Okay. Oh, that's the verse you guys have been using for 4 years? Okay. We do. Thank you. I'll bring that up to you in on the Discord. Yes, we do. Luke 10:2. Yeah, that's the mirror passage from the synoptic gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are the synoptic gospels. Here's what's really interesting, because like if you continue on in Matthew chapter 10, like we have this, and then Matthew 10 we actually have the 12 apostles, right, being sent out to cast out demons, to heal disease and every affliction. I mean, if you just continue reading from this verse 38 is the last verse, and verse 9 continues on into verse 10. And he called to him his 12 disciples and gave them authority over unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal every disease, every affliction. The names of the 12 apostles, we go down the thing. So this whole mercy ministries thing is so crucial, so crucial, right? That, I mean, here we see Jesus sending his people out. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is that there are people that are here that are watching who are involved. There are people who are participating today in the blessing book because they've answered the call. There are people that are out there watching right now who are shying away from it. And I'll tell you, and this is really, really hard, there are plenty of reasons to shy away from the call. It will cost you everything. It will put you in uncomfortable situations. It will change and transform your understanding of who God is on a fundamental level. Your family will not understand you. Your close friends will not understand you. Some of them will leave you. Okay. But when you understand who God is, when you understand the depth of his love, when you understand the depth of his grace, it makes answering that call that much simpler. So I encourage you, if you're watching this right now, ask yourself, am I shying away from something? And let me be brutally honest about myself here. One of the things that has held me back, even though I'm streaming, even though I'm doing things, right, is pride. That I don't want to do something if it might not work. That I don't want to fall flat on my face. And yet we have King David, who, when the Ark of the Covenant is returned to the people, he goes out in front of the Ark and is so ecstatic and so full of joy, jumping around, and we'll call it indecent exposure happens. Okay. And his wife is embarrassed. And David's response is, for the sake of God, for the sake of the Lord, I will be even more undignified than this. So if you sit back and say, I don't know how to do this, so I don't do it, I hate to break it to you. If the Lord is calling you to do it, not only is he going to equip you to do what he's called you to do, he's going to make sure you have the tools at your disposal. Okay, that's what was so amazing, right, about when COVID hit, pandemic, shutdowns, the whole 9 yards. I mean, Twitch was, just kind of hanging around and doing, it was doing fine, but, all of a sudden, streaming platforms just skyrocketed because all of this technology, the cameras, all of these things were here. And if you think about it, when you go back to why did Jesus need to be born during the reign of the Roman Empire? Why? I mean, my assumption, because I don't know God's thinking and rationale, but my thing is, what did Romans build? They built the roads. They're like, here's the road. Okay, and now the gospel has an avenue to go out into the world, the known world. The Roman world is conquered, right? And there's roads and there's education and there's all this stuff, right? So now we're gonna have this pathway that's already cut to take the gospel to as many places as possible. That's why the proliferation of the gospel is a wildfire, because people are coming to Rome, they're coming to these places, they're finding Christians. The gospel is exploding and it's being carried back around the known world. So, for those of you who are watching, let me tell you this: Google and YouTube are your friend. Okay, I'm not trying to say this to diminish that internal gut check that says this is hard. I don't know if I want to do that. I understand, but let me promise you this: if you will lean into it, if you will come to a complete acceptance of the call that's there, even if you fall flat on your face, and we don't define success by the outcome. Okay, we define success by obedience to Jesus. That right there makes things so much simpler. It doesn't matter if you have 2 followers or 500 followers or 5 million followers. If you are being faithful to what God has called you to do, that's success. We got another raid in here from That Random Christian Gamer. Thank you so much for popping by, supporting the Blessing Boat, the Christian tag, whatever it is. If the Christian tag is not on here, please let me know. I realized that I tried streaming on a different like stream platform, and I think it removed my Christian tag. So I apologize if there's not a Christian tag on here. So glad you're here. God bless you. I don't see it. Okay, I'll get it fixed. Yes, big hugs to everybody. Let's go. Let's see. So I say all of those things to encourage you. I say all of those things because if you have a cell phone, you can influence the digital world. If you have friends, if you have family, if you have a place where you work, you can influence the world. There is not a single thing that you can do or say or anything like that that is in alignment with Scripture that will come back void, because the word of the Lord does not return void. Just remember that. Okay, so let me do this. I'm gonna welcome the Raiders. Okay, and then I'm gonna put some music back on, and then I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna answer this question: why did I choose to follow Jesus? So, Raiders, welcome in. My name is Always, or As Always Men, or Brandon, or Pastor B, or Pastor Brandon, whatever you guys are comfortable with. That's me. All right, you guys are more than welcome to drop that follow. We're live on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. We play Warzone almost exclusively for now, but we're looking into Battlefield 6 and and maybe some other games. I don't know. There's some interesting stuff going on Destiny 2. I hear it's free, so I don't know if I'm gonna go back into that, but we'll see. I am not a variety streamer by nature, but I'm leaning into change, so maybe I'll become one. Pray for me. But this is Blessing Boat. This is an opportunity for Christians to come together to support that Christian tag, for people to come in and share the love of Jesus in the Twitch community, especially for now. That's where it is, because let's be real, Twitch is the one that has the raid stuff situated very nicely. If you are a Christian content creator, Christian streamer, and maybe you're struggling to hit that affiliate status, please, by all means, get connected with Blessing Boat. If you just search Blessing Boat on Twitch, you'll find it. If you go to blessingboat.com, not www, but just blessingboat.com. That site is under construction right now, but you can sign. There's a link right there for the Discord. Get in that Discord. Get connected with Warrior of Light 777. He's the one that puts all of this together, and this is how the Christian community is coming together to support people that are answering the call. That's what we're talking about in the scripture from Matthew chapter 9. It's getting monetized. Getting monetized is such an important function. And I'll tell you what, yes, I've been monetized for almost 4 years. It does not pay the bills, okay, but it also does not hurt. And there have been many a time when the $50 or whatever from Twitch pops into my bank account, and it is exactly what we need for it to be. Let's see. You don't see the Christian tag? Yes, I was. Let me see if I can fix that right this second. Stream creator dashboard. My defense is I was trying to stream from my phone, and I put Streamlabs on it, and I think it erased my tags. But I want to get this. Where do we go? Community stream manager. I don't see any tags. But that would explain why the last couple of streams, except for yesterday, were pretty low and pretty slow, because Christians couldn't find me. Anybody searching for that tag, it was just non-existent. Streaming tools. I don't remember how to do tags. I can do it. Edit stream info. There we go. Let's get it going. Go live notification. It remembers that. Tags. Oh, it just says English. That's great. Christian. There we go. All right, now it's on there. I'll do some more stuff for it later. Yeah, we got the main ones there now. Done. All right, we've updated that. Thank you guys so much for letting me know that wasn't there. Yeah, so so now that we've done the introduction, again, by the way, there's a giveaway, exclamation point giveaway in the chat. If you will go right there and and fill out that form, there, I think there's going to be a raffle for a sticker being sent out. It is only for US shipping, but if you're planning on going to CGDC or ReachConf, then I guess it'll be delivered to you in person. It's fixed. That's right. Now Christians from around the world can find us. About time. All right. Let's see. So I was asked specifically to share why I gave my life to Jesus. And I'm gonna preface this with the story of when I gave my life to Jesus. But the why has been something that I have been developing over my lifetime. When I was 5 or 6, but I think it was 5. Yeah, 5. We went to Sunday school. Okay, and my parents ran the children's ministry. They were, very, very busy people, and we did the church thing. And I don't remember what we talked about in Sunday school. I don't remember anything like that. But we went home. Not where you thought this story was going to go. You thought I was going to be the little kid that raised his hand in Sunday school. No. That would have been too simple. We got home. And from the time that I was in Sunday school to being in the car ride home, there was this. I didn't know how to describe it at that age. I didn't have the vocabulary, but I had this energy. I had this, I needed to do something. And so, at the age of 5, I'm running around the living room. And I mean, I'm not staying on the floor. I am parkouring before parkouring was a thing. Running around the living room. And my mom, exhausted from having done a full day of serving at church and everything, comes into the living room and is like, "What are you doing?" As only a parent with a 5-year-old can understand. And I looked up at my mom, and finally the words came to me. I want to follow Jesus. And my mom's like, "Why are you running around the room?" And I said, "I don't know how." So right there on the living room carpet, we knelt and we prayed. She walked me through the prayer. And then we got up off the floor. And now that energy that I had was still there, but it was a complete and perfect peace. And I will tell you what, that moment is so impactful that 33 years later, you know, I still look back on it. I can remember the feeling. You know, for those of you who have given your life to Jesus, you know what that peace is. You know, but like I was saying in the beginning, why did I give my life to Jesus? The reasons just keep on mounting. We've been seeing God work in wonderful ways. We've been seeing God answer prayers. We've been seeing people that have struggled to have kids. We've seen healings. We've seen lives transformed. We've seen people saved out of addiction. We've seen so many different things. So if you say, why do you follow Jesus? There's not going to be one reason. I'm going to look back and I say, because he's real. Because he cares. Because he's a living part in me. You know, and I want people to have that experience. I want people to know who Jesus is. And one of the most heartbreaking things for me is when people make a conscious decision to not follow Jesus. Not because they argue that he doesn't exist, but because for whatever reason he didn't meet their mold or their concept of who Jesus should be. You know, I've had many conversations about this, but that's free will. Everybody has a choice. Everyone has a chance. You know, if we were doing our job, going back to our mini devotional there, if we were doing our job, people will be transformed. People will hear the truth. And God is so wonderful and so merciful that even if you plant that seed now, that if in the very last moments of someone's consciousness, life, whatever you want to call it, they can remember Pastor Beast told me about Jesus. I accept him. They may not know how, just like I didn't know how. But that was very clear. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Kind of a heavy subject, but yesterday I was at a funeral for someone who didn't make it to 19. And the room was full of young faces. And I wasn't leading the funeral. I was just there to support my friend, his dad. But I wanted to go up to, I wanted to get up there and grab the microphone and be like, tomorrow is not guaranteed. Not because I want to scare you, but because I love you enough to put myself in an awkward situation and tell you guys, give your life to Jesus. So, if you ask me why I follow Jesus, there you have it. It's right there. Maybe it's not what you expected. I'm okay with that. Okay? And now, I'm called. I get to be a part of this thing called the Ministry of Reconciliation. Ooh! I was going to talk about that today. And I got excited about it and stuff. And if you guys want to know what the Ministry of Reconciliation is, I'm happy to share. But this whole concept of the workers are few, big deal. For everyone who's tuning in, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you watching. You people, if you need me to post a link for you, let me know. If you whisper it to me, I can post it. I don't know what it is. But I trust you. For everyone who's tuned in, thank you so much for being here. We got Flat Cat Dapper Pastor coming in, dropping the hype. Sunshine Faith applying to that hype. And Leslie for sure coming in with that hype. Love it, love it, love it. It's great stuff. Raiders from Blessing Boat. Raiders from I'm Watching You People. Blessings on you guys. And we had a raid. Where is he? That Random Christian Gamer. Yes. Thank you guys so much for being here and being a part of this stuff. It's a huge blessing. For those of you who don't know what Blessing Boat is, I'm gonna plug it again. I mean, I'm here. I'm sharing Jesus. Okay, and that's what Blessing Boat's about. Sharing Jesus, and I want you guys to know this. Okay, if you're called, do it. Trust me. God gives you permission to not do it, but do it. Okay, and I say that in the middle of struggle. I say that in the middle of, you know what? I could be some ridiculously high level executive in the cellular phone world. I worked for Verizon and was climbing that ladder, and God called me. He called me before that. I was running away from him because I have a choice. And he let me do my thing. And then used my rebellion to do a tremendous work, because God's all about the process of redemption. God's going to redeem every single part of your life. Your past, your present, your future. Even when you think that you're running away from God and doing what you want to do, and he allows you to do it, he's still got a plan. He's still working on you. Isn't it nice to know that you're not big enough to screw up God's plans? I'm grateful for it. All right, we got a link from this right here. Oh, look at this. And finally the words came to me. I want to follow Jesus. And my mom's like, why are you running around the room? And I said, I don't know how. So right there on the living room carpet, we knelt and we prayed. She walked me through the prayer. and we got up off the floor, and now that energy that I had was still there, but it was a complete and perfect. Thank you for that. That's huge. I've got a recording too. So I've got it coming, and I can go back and yeah, that's fantastic. Peace got cut off, dang. Yeah, that's all right. I'll go back in. I've been recording this whole thing. I'll go, and it won't be the bit rate. It'll be the actual thing there. We got some hot takes from today. We'll be uploading. Hopefully it'll end up on the Blessing Boat website. I have a question to ask you guys though. Oh, sorry, I was trying to do that. There we go. Does my camera focus look right? Because I was watching that video and I don't know if it was the bit rate or if it was just the gaming stream that I use. But I'm like, I thought it was dialed in. So I thought that, and then I went back and looked at some other videos and my focus was way off. Looks good to me. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Let's see. What else do we need to do? I mean, we got 15 minutes. Does anybody want to talk about anything Blessing Boat, calling, decision to follow Jesus, or I will boot up and play Warzone? Because I know it works. I got it all set up. If you guys wanted me to do that, I'll do it. Do I ever do youth services? So, okay. Maybe we'll talk about me just a little bit. All right. So I'm a missionary kid. Grew up in Latin America doing missionary work. I went to Bible college to become a missionary, minister of the gospel, whatever God had planned for me. Burned out of Bible college, like hardcore. I had a full ride scholarship. That went away. Went back home. I worked with the youth. I worked with the adolescents. I taught in the public school system down there. And came back, with my head straightened on mostly. Met my wife at Bible college again, and so I've done it all. I've led worship. You don't want me to lead worship. I've led worship. It's whatever God asks you to do, you just do, right? But yeah, I would be more than happy to engage anybody, anywhere. If it's a speaking opportunity or something like that, I'm more than happy to participate in that stuff. We have so many opportunities to share, and especially playing games. I'll be honest, I've been amazed at the number of adults, right? But we also play with kids, and that's challenging sometimes. Yeah. So to answer your question, I have done youth services, from leading youth groups to equipping and taking youth out to do evangelism and stuff like that. It's been great, and that's all been in the Latin American context, so it's a lot different to do it here in the States, but it has been done. Let's see, what else are we doing? Yes. Oh yeah. I love this man. Okay. But since I've done a little bit of everything, children's ministry, like the whole 9 yards, it was in the middle of the pandemic, and our church decided to hire a children's pastor in the pandemic. Most churches were getting rid of children's pastors because there weren't kids there. And this church was hiring a children's pastor. Just, go back and look at the faith that requires. It's extraordinary. So they were like, oh, and it was just a formality. They had already decided to hire him, but they're like, oh, you should come and be a part of our staff meeting and meet everybody. And we're like, okay. So he comes in, and everybody does the little soft pitch, tell us, tell us why children's ministry and things like that. Frozen computer, go to the next streamer. Not okay, you got it. Yeah, and so we're just kind of doing that, and then I was the last person, and and he gets to me, and everything's just been just this huge pleasant thing, and he goes, or he gets to me, and I go, so tell me about your understanding of the role that children play in the spreading of the gospel. He wasn't ready for it. He wasn't ready for it. And again, mind you, this guy is phenomenal. He's got such a heart for Jesus, such a heart for the children and youth. And it just, when you have to let somebody off the question, I was like, okay, it's okay. We had to do that. And I don't know. I love it when people are able to articulate that kind of stuff. We don't do children's ministry so that they stay out of the parents' hair. And unfortunately, that's a lot of what children's ministry is, especially in the States. It's keep the kids out of the parents' hair so they can, not be bothered. And it's like, have we read the Bible? Let the children come to me. Just saying. It's tough. If you send them downstairs to watch VeggieTales, which VeggieTales is phenomenal, don't get me wrong, but it is not a children's program. Kids need to be equipped with how to spread the gospel in their schools. Think about that. When your kid goes to school, he has influence. The church doesn't raise your kids. You raise your kids. The church is not responsible for how your children behave. They get the kid for an hour and a half. You got them for all the other hours of the week. When I was a kid's pastor, I'll see. Yeah, we just struck a chord. When I was a kid's pastor, I made 5th and 6th graders leaders. They helped lead worship, preach, and work the altar. Yep. Also, thank you. I got it for free. I'm a big free fanatic. And I had to do some research on this mug. Because I saw this. And I'm like, I want to make sure that that's a viable mug. I'm like, what the heck is the Confederation 1867 to 1967? If there's any Canadians in the chat, and there are on TikTok, I think. I'm sorry. Told you I was trying not to laugh. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. Warrior, can you confirm the next person just so that if you're there, we got about 10 minutes left. Take all that inner energy and teach them to praise worship after the worksheet and macaroni. Yep. Hey, dude, macaroni projects can share the gospel. I don't care what you do with kids ministries, as long as they are being prepared and sent out as children. Okay, some people may think of that as indoctrination. Absolutely, it is indoctrination. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is older, he will not depart from it. Come on. You want to see this kind of passion? Ask me about digital ministry. He says he's going to DM me. Okay. Thank you. We have an ads break. I'm going to snooze the ads. I got time. I should have waited. But we can hold them off for 10 more minutes while we finish out the blessing boat. Biblical literacy is so important. All is good. Some type of blurb. See your DM. Okay, you get a bit of it. Yeah, it really is. Aha! All right, I see it. I got it. Aha! Interesting. And I think this person had to fill in for somebody else who was sick today. So very cool. We're just gonna raid out directly over there after this. Yeah. So, yeah, yes, it's a big blurb. Yeah, I don't look at Discord. I'm so bad. It's like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I never understood what that meant. I turned 38 this year. I'm not that old, but technology is increasingly more difficult, and it shouldn't be. It's like, I know how this started. I know why the save icon is a 3.5-inch floppy. Okay, I was there. I was using it. I was there when hard drives were IDE. Okay, I've been around the block. I could program an analog cell phone. Who knew? I am doing better. But yeah, it's still a struggle. Yeah. Well, guys, this has been absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna plug Blessing Boat again. If you guys are not following Blessing Boat, he just commented. That's on Blessing Boat. You guys don't have a TikTok page, right? And here's my thing about TikTok, and I'm gonna put it out there. Do not, for my sake, go to TikTok. We got a follow from Banana is a Hannah. Let's go. Thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate it. If you guys are here hanging out, watching right now, and are not following, I would love to hit 700. And I'm not expecting that, that all of you are not followers and, stuff like that. But if you're not following, just do me the favor. Just hit that follow. We've been stuck in the upper sixes for months. And yeah, it would just mean a lot to me. So where was I? We were talking about, yes, Hi Banana and Hannah. You're on today, right? For the Blessing Boat? I believe so. I'm trying to remember if it's towards the end or sooner. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna wait a few minutes before hitting that snooze button again. Let's see. I'm the 1 p.m. slot today. Very nice. Central time? Or are you like me up on the Pacific side? Going back to Blessing Boat first? All right, you got it. I'm actually going to prepare that right now. /raid. Let's see. Whoops. There we go. Don't make if you ever are doing keybinds for OBS, don't make your transition button your backspace button, because if you're like me, you have a lot of typing mistakes. So if you hit the backspace, it just goes back and forth. I think it's central. Okay, very good. I'm on the Pacific side, so it's almost 8 a.m. my time. Nothing like a 7 a.m. stream on a Saturday to get you out of bed. Saturdays is not a good day for me. I thought it was going to get better because my wife's work schedule shifted, so she has Saturdays off. But there's life and ministry and all sorts of stuff going down, and it's just tough. Let's see. Nope, that's not gonna work. Come on now.
Failing to really...
Goodness gracious. It's not showing me that you're live right now. Interesting. Yes, you are. There we go. I would have had that wrong. There we go. All right, we got it set up. Blessing Boat is live. Okay, very good. I'm gonna go ahead and raid out right now, actually, to the Blessing Boat. I realized I forgot that we were supposed to do that 5 minutes beforehand. So we're gonna go ahead and raid back to the Blessing Boat. If you guys are watching right now, thank you guys so much for tuning in and being a part of this. We're going to go ahead and raid back right now. For everyone who has been a part of this, thank you guys so much. We're going to sneeze that one more time. And yeah, it's been a joy to be a part of all of this. Thank you so much for being here. And if you are hanging out and enjoying all of this stuff, you know, I hope that the key takeaway is, if you call, get involved. Okay, and that could be a slogan. If you are not called specifically to be live, you are still encouraged to be a part of the body, and that involves coming in and supporting your streamers and modding and doing all that sort of stuff. But everybody's called to share the gospel. Everyone is empowered. Everyone is set up to go out and to go into the ends of the earth. So that's what we're here to encourage you guys to do. Let's go ahead and raid out to the blessing boat. I'm gonna get that raid started. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being a part of all of the things that are happening here. My apologies, Warrior. I completely forgot about the 5-minute thing. There is a place there for everybody. Absolutely, there is. For all of the other platforms that we're on, thank you so much for tuning in. As soon as we read out, we're going to be ending. I have a men's thing to get to right after this. Here we go. Raid message. I don't have a raid message. That would be a cool t-shirt. Raid against the machine. Let's do it. All right, I'm out of here. God bless you. I love you all. We will see you next time. Have an amazing blessing, bud, everybody. Of all of the things that are happening here. My apologies, Warrior. I completely forgot about the 5-minute thing. There is a place there for everybody. Absolutely, there is. For all of the other platforms that we're on, thank you so much for tuning in. As soon as we read out, we're going to be ending. I have a men's thing to get to right after this. Here we go. Raid message. I have a men's thing to get to right after this. Here we go. Raid message.
Hey everyone, it's Brianna, and I wanted to welcome you to the next business highlight of the week. We are at Games XP, downtown Decorah. Let's head inside and see what the store has got to offer.
Well, hi, my name is Tim Borsath, and welcome to Games XP, a geek gaming paradise.